Welcome to the MFR Coaches podcast, where we talk about how you can create a six-figure MFR practice. I'm your host, Heather Hommel. Not only have I been practicing MFR for 11 years, I'm also a life and business coach, especially for MFR therapists. My goal is for you to understand how to get fully booked, how to talk to your clients, and how to make sure they understand what's possible for them with MFR treatment. I'm here to help you stop under-earning, overworking, and burning out. I'll lend support so you can create the MFR practice you've always wanted. Learn how you can do it too, even if you live in a tiny town, and even if you're just starting out, and even if you've ran your practice for years. Let's go. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the MFR Coaches podcast. Today, I'm going to talk to you about this special workshop that I'm going to be teaching in just a couple of weeks. And for those of you who join the MFR Coaches 12-month group coaching program, you will be invited to attend this workshop. It's the only way that you'll be able to have this special training. So the workshop is called How to Become an Expert in MFR Before You've Reached Expert Status. And inside this workshop, I'm going to teach you how to show up for your clients as the expert in the room, regardless of the amount of certificates from MFR seminars that hang on your wall. And you might be like, how is that even possible? I mean, I've only had 4 or 5 seminars. How could I be an expert? I'm really just learning this and it's new to me. So let's talk about what you're going to learn inside the workshop, because I have created this awesome 5-piece framework that's easy for you to follow and easy for you to remember. So as you gear up to show up as an expert, how you become the expert before you've reached expert status is all laid out in this framework that I've created. So we cover things like your expert energy gaps. Where are you just not showing up as an expert because you believe that you're not one? So how to believe that you're an expert before you ever are one on paper. Speaking like an expert. How do you speak like an expert to your clients and to yourself? How to evaluate like an expert, how to sell like an expert, and how to create expert results using myofascial release. So I'm going to cover mindset tools so that you can learn where exactly your expert energy gaps are. Where do those live? I'm going to teach you my tools that I use, which is the MFR belief triad, where we uncover your exact belief level in yourself as an MFR therapist, in your clients in receiving MFR, and in MFR as the tool to be the delivery system for the results that clients want. So I'll teach you that. And then you're going to learn from those things how to fill the gaps in, how to fill in your expert energy gaps, and how to use your awareness of the gaps for you instead of against you. So you'll be able to create a belief plan of what to believe ahead of time going into session. So you'll always show up as the expert in the room, which is very key to being expert before you're ever an expert on paper. You're also going to learn a really important evaluative tool that can be used not only for client sessions, but really just to push your business along, because you'll be able to see all of the time, like what's going well, what isn't going well for you, and build your recipe of success based on what you're going to be doing differently next time. So let's get into some of the strategies that I'm going to teach. I'm going to be teaching you how to speak like an expert. And it doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden going to turn into like a TED Talk person. That's not what we're talking about. This is much more relaxed. And basically what I'm going to teach you how to do is how to ask the right questions at the right time to help inform you of a clearer picture of exactly what the client wants. I think a lot of times we get intimidated by clients coming to us with certain issues or any issue at all when we're new to MFR, and we want to rush in and help them. Or the other thing that can happen is we're so intimidated by what they are presenting to us, and we're so used to treating or looking at the body in a different way that we shut down and we want to just refer them out. Like we just decide we can't help them. We just want to refer them out. So I'm going to teach you how to speak like the expert so you can have interactions with your clients where you are asking them high value questions and getting the answers that you need so you can better understand their problem to better help them solve it. And then you're going to just really learn how to tell that client that you can help them and how to believe that you can tell the client that you can help them in that way so that you stop referring them out or giving them other treatment options or sending them out of your treatment room with a million things to do at home. We're going to figure out how to end that and so that you can show up and speak like the expert in the room. Strategy number 2 is going to cover how you evaluate like an expert. So you're going to learn how to take the skills that you've learned from seminars and put them to work without waiting. So you're going to learn how to use those skills and put them into action. I don't actually teach you new treatment skills, but I do teach you how to put the evaluation skills that you've learned in seminars into action in the best way so that you're getting the information that you need to have the conversations with your clients in an expert way that gets them to understand that you can help them and that you are the one specifically meant to help them. You're going to learn how to spend your time in the treatment room with your clients so that they get the best results and so that they feel the most cared for. So we're going to go over all of that. And then strategy number 3 covers how to sell like an expert. You're going to learn how to be super crystal clear on your own offer and what you believe it takes for your specific clients to get the results that they desire. And we're going to keep it really, really simple when we go over that framework because all it takes is you really laying out the details for your client after listening to them deeply and attentively so that you can carefully answer their questions and concerns so you're not missing any kind of objections they have when you go to get them booked for more treatment sessions. And then the last strategy involves just delivering results. Once your client is on your books, it's over delivering their results to them, getting them out of pain, and continuing to go through the other steps and strategies in this process over and over and over again with them time after time. And believing that it's not a problem for things to take a while. So you're going to learn how to take the pressure off of yourself to do things right and fast or to do it like anyone else you've ever seen give a treatment before. You're going to really learn how to lean into your belief plan that you've created from this training and continue to evaluate so that every time you see your client, you get better and better at letting them know that you can help them and by actually hands-on helping them with the skills that you currently have. All right, so this training is going to be so fun. You are going to learn so much. It's going to completely transform the way you have sales conversations, the way you evaluate with your clients, and also the way you think and believe about yourself as an MFR therapist. I think the sooner you can get into belief that you know enough and that you are already the expert in the room, that you're just bringing expert energy with you everywhere you go, not in a cocky way, not in a my head's so big I can't fit through the doorway, but in the way where it creates this bond with your clients, this confidence between you and your clients, and this ability for your clients to be like, oh, this person can really help me. And this is what's at stake if I don't stay in this treatment, or this is what's at stake if I hop around. And clients will only hop around to other therapists and other modalities if you're not in belief. It's time to join my 12-month coaching program. Enrollment is open from January 31st through February 7th. When you join during this period, you'll be invited to my special bonus workshop where you'll learn how to become an expert in MFR before you ever reach expert status. This training alone is worth your entire investment in coaching. So join now. To enroll, go to www.themfrcoach.com/coaching. Make sure you enroll before midnight on February 7th so you don't miss out. So I'm going to say that again. Clients will only not reschedule with you or hop around or need to try something else if you're not in belief. So the sooner that you can get in belief of your expert energy, of your expertise in the skills that you do currently have from going to MFR seminars, the sooner you will help your clients. So it's usually a belief issue. It's usually this gap between your brain and your skill set, not your actual skill set that's the problem. So The sooner you put your skills that you're learning at MFR seminars into action and on hands-on patients, the better you will become at what you do. And I also recommend that you get a lot of treatment too, that you observe MFR as often as possible in your own body. So there's lots of ways to get to expert energy. There's lots of ways to improve your belief around the skill level that you have. And not all of it requires you going to more and more and more and more and more seminars and like making a bigger gap between you and actual belief that you can treat patients. And I really want all MFR therapists to be able to give themselves the title of expert MFR therapist in the room in their practice, because if you're waiting for an arrival or you're waiting for a certificate to tell you that you're an expert, or maybe you're waiting for John to email you and be like, you have arrived, you are now an expert. That's never going to happen. You have to give it to yourself. You can get all the certificates. I have all of them on the wall. And the only time that it really mattered for me was when I got that last certificate that I was like hoping to get and realizing like, oh shit, I don't feel any more confident. I still feel like I don't know enough. And really looking at that and changing my whole attitude around, okay, so now I've spent 10 years waiting to feel like an expert. What happens when I decide I know enough? What would have happened in my practice if I would have decided that like at year 1 or year 2, right? And I want that for all of you out there, whether you've been in business for 6 months or you've been in business for 30 years. When is it going to be time for you to step into expert? How are you going to decide to do it? And I'm hoping that with this training, this workshop, we're going to workshop it together and you're going to feel like an expert in MFR before you've ever reached expert status. So then by the time you get expert status on paper and time frame, you're going to be double expert. You're going to have so many results from your clients already. You're going to be booked out. You're going to have a long waiting list and you're going to make a lot of money and you're going to help make MFR mainstream. So the sooner you decide how to become an expert in MFR before you've reached expert status is the sooner that your clients are going to get the results that they deserve. And it starts with you. It starts with our community, our industry, doubling down on how do we fill in these gaps where we feel like imposters or we feel like we're just not good enough to be delivering the results that we know are possible with MFR. I see this time and time again at seminars. People are waiting to treat clients. They're sending them home with a bunch of self-care things because they don't believe that the treatment they just gave was good enough, or they're really leaning in heavily on the client being responsible for their results. We've got to take the responsibility and we've really got to harness the training, the expertise that we currently have. It's very vital for our patient results. And just thinking about how excellent of a job MFR seminars that John Barnes has done in creating and crafting the seminars that are available to us and the workbooks that are available to us. There are literally hundreds of techniques, and you can just review your workbooks and pick a few and go to work helping people. So I really encourage you to harness the training that you already have and be putting it into work in the world now. If you are waiting, please stop waiting. Please stop waiting to feel like an expert. Join my program. Come to my special workshop on how to become an expert in MFR before you've reached expert status so that you can do this too. Trust me, you won't be disappointed because you will be helping so many people. You will feel amazing about the work that you put out in the world. And at the end of the day, knowing that you've changed someone's life and you've helped them get out of pain and back to an active lifestyle is worth everything. It's worth all the effort to look at these things, to look at the sales conversation, to look at your energy gaps, to speak like an expert, evaluate like an expert, and sell like an expert and create expert results. It's worth the time and the effort and the discomfort to do these things right now and not wait any longer so that you can help more people. It's amazing and I highly recommend it. So Join me for this special workshop by signing up for my 12-month program. You can go to www.themfrcoach.com/coaching to enroll. Enrollment is going to close on February 7th. So you got to have hot fingers, and I will see you there. Have a great week. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a minute and rate and review the podcast. I appreciate it. For more information, please follow me on Facebook and Instagram at The MFR Coach. And check out my website, www.themfrcoach.com, for more information. If you are currently not working 20 hours or less and making six figures in your MFR business, I want to help you change that. Make sure you tune into the show and get on my email list so you never miss out on important trainings and information. To be the first to find out when we are enrolling next for my 12-month Business Foundations coaching program, get on that email list at www.themfrcoach.com/join. Inside this program, you'll learn how to raise your rate, overcome objections, and sell MFR. You'll become the MFR therapist that never under-earns and never burns out. It's up to us to make MFR mainstream, and it starts with you and your successful MFR practice. See you next week.